Hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
Jaime Fuego here.
And this is your Horror Show News Editorial Edition, which can be found right here every single Friday. And it's also where we happen to go through all of this week's news stories, which, if you want to see us deliver in proper nightly news style, head over to youtube.com/thekingsofhorror. You can watch us talk about the stories in a more professional way, but here's where we get a little down and dirty.
Yeah, loosen it up a bit.
Exactly. And we put the stories right here for you guys, and we talk about them sort of Sports Center style. And first, Fuego, I want to know, what do you think of the fact that they've already renewed The Walking Dead for Season 8 before Season 7 has even premiered?
I want to say eeny, miny, money is probably what they were thinking, because it is the world's top-rated show. I mean, aside from like the Super Bowl or some big crazy sporting event like the Olympics. So I'm not surprised.
Or the presidential debates.
Barf. Yeah, but the 100th episode setting off the 8th season is going to be killer. I would imagine Negan will be involved since he was introduced in the 100th comic, right? So, yeah, there's lots of awesomeness coming, and with the show about to premiere on Sunday, I know we're finally going to get some answers, damn it.
Absolutely, and I made a joke in the news proper saying that now would be the perfect time to kill Norman Reedus' character because...
he wasn't even in the comics, as I just learned.
It doesn't matter that he wasn't even in the comics. The fact that they've already been renewed for an 8th season, the mass exodus of audience members won't kill the show because they've already been renewed if they do decide to finally kill Daryl.
Yeah, if they all leave, they'll end up coming back. Although the interesting Daryl thing, I was reading, but a friend of mine showed that in the comics, they had this little, like, from the editors thing, and they were like, people are going to riot. It was like a little comment from Kirkman or one of those guys, and he was like, let them riot. So who knows if he's like dropping a little hint there or something, but you may be onto something, sir.
Oh man, that'd be interesting. So what was your first one, Fuegs?
First one for me was going to be the fact that we're getting some more updates on Stephen King Project's Mr. Mercedes, which is being developed by David E. Kelly for the AT&T Audience Network, which I think they have some DirecTV association. The loss of Anton Yelchin was horrible. I was really looking forward to seeing him in that role, but Harry Tredeman, he was on Penny Dreadful. I don't know who the hell he is, but
not sure.
Yeah, he was someone from there. And then the thing that I'm most excited about, though, is that Gerald's Game is actually a reality. There was that rumor floating around. They were like, they're trying to get it on Netflix. Hush was a big success on Netflix, and they pulled the trigger. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, you know, I'm always interested to see what happens with Stephen King projects. I'm a big fan of the guy that directed, you know, Oculus and
Mike Flanagan.
Specifically Absentia, which was before Oculus, and I really, really dug that one. So I'm always going to go and see what he does. Despite the fact that I know next to nothing about Gerald's Game, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, it's a pretty basic premise. A chick and her husband, who's like this overweight asshole lawyer, are having sex, getting down sexy time, and she accidentally kicks him off the bed, and he hits his head and dies. She's handcuffed in the middle of a cabin in an isolated woods area where there's nobody to save her.
Yeah,
that's about it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. See. But Carla Gugino, a name that I had so much trouble pronouncing, she's a hell of an actress. She was in Sin City, Watchmen, so there's some talent involved in this project, and I'm really curious to see what Flanagan does with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I am curious about what is going to happen as far as fan drop-off for the Friday the 13th video game, which has now been delayed, along with the Friday the 13th movie that was supposed to come out this year.
The rights continue to be fought over. It's really sad that these awesome horror icons we can't even enjoy them because of all the legal red tape.
I don't know that it's the legalese, though, that's the problem, because they still say that the beta for the Friday the 13th game is going to be released in 2016.
For those who like pre-ordered it.
Exactly, for those that pre-ordered it.
Yep,
exactly.
Yeah,
so I don't know that it's a rights issue if they're still able to do that.
Well,
I think it's literally just because they want to... Oh, yeah, I think it's... just because they want to add these cool new things like a single-player story mode. That is a big beef I have with games like Titanfall or other, online-only games. You know, I like playing single-player.
Me too.
So I'm down for the fact that they're going to give us a way to do it.
Yeah, if they make the game better, I mean, hey, you just got to wait a couple more months. It's okay, guys,
you
know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So my second story was about another game, actually, Shadow Warrior 2. I made him watch the trailer for this right
It looks
before
good.
We did the news. It is essentially like a Japanese gangster bodyguard guy who is now going after the people who used to employ him, and they are taking to summoning demons from other dimensions to try to take this guy down. It's gory, it's funny, based on a 1997 game that 3D Realms did, same peeps who did Duke Nukem and years before like Doom and Quake and stuff like that. So I'm excited for it. I don't play a lot of video games, but this one will bring me out of the woodwork to check it out.
Yeah, I would give it a try, even though I've never played it. I won't try it on Steam because I'm not much of a a PC gamer, but
Yeah, me neither.
once it comes out to the consoles, I'll definitely give it a run because it looked fun, it looked gory. It actually had a bit of the aesthetic that Sunset Overdrive had when it came out last year.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sure Sunset Overdrive didn't necessarily pioneer it, but they pretty much perfected it in my opinion.
Yeah, if I was going to make like a screen comparison, it's almost got a Kung Fury type vibe with the
Little
silly
bit.
music and the martial arts aspect of sorts to it, slicing katana work and whatnot. So yeah, I will definitely check it out.
Yeah, I will as well. Now, another thing that I want to check out is the new War of the Worlds show that the creators of the current iteration of Teen Wolf on MTV are going to be putting together.
Which
because
I know you like, the Teen
Wolf. I do.
Wolf.
I've watched all of it. Like, I gave it a try sort of as a joke at first because they're like Teen Wolf, and they made it look like it was going to be a horror show, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. I mean, I thought the movie was fun, but
I love the movie.
How are they going to make it horror? But I'm telling you guys, they made it horror. The actors were great. I mean, Dylan O'Brien, who is now a huge deal. He's actually in a big movie with a big star I saw a trailer for coming up. I can't remember offhand, but it's like De Niro level star.
Oh, wow.
And then he's been in 2 of the Maze Runner movies. They're filming a 3rd right now. He actually got injured on the set of the 3rd, so they had to delay production for like 6 months.
Jeez.
But he's a fantastic actor. And other actors from the show have gone on to other things, including the main character was just in Yoga Hosers, which we saw and did a review of on our channel.
Yes, we did. Check that out. It's better than you might think.
But it's a great show, so I have tremendous faith in the original creators of the show that they can pull off a kick-ass War of the Worlds show.
I love the original H.G. Wells book. I even like the radio drama, earlier adaptations. I think they did a 50s black and white, but I did not like the Spielberg film, so I would be appreciative if they went a different direction compared to that, but who's to say?
I think that'd be great if the aliens land and we have to follow a group of survivors as they try and go and find a safe place. It's just the same as The Walking Dead, you know, except instead of zombies around every corner, there could be an alien around every corner, and
it's
the
got
aliens,
room for expansion.
There could be evolved aliens that come down at some point, and I know they kind of did this in Falling Skies, but I thought it was a really poor representation of what an alien show could be. I think War of the Worlds, since you have the original property, that is the chance to do it really right.
Yeah, you know, as long as it's nothing like The Fifth Wave or something like that where they try to like teeny bopper it up just a little too much. I mean, if you're vouching for the Teen Wolf series being quality, then I'll at least give it a shot because I love sci-fi, I love alien stuff, and I love the source material, so bring it on.
Right on.
Yeah, and then the last story that we were covering is a company you're much more familiar with than me, which is Xenoscope Entertainment, the adaptation they're doing of the Grimm Tales of Terror, but they're saying they're going to do TV stuff, they're going to do little webisodes, they're going to basically bring this booptastic, bloody, bit of creativity to the screen, which is pretty cool, because I feel like it's always just kind of screamed for that, as I said in the regular news section. What's your thoughts, man?
I am interested to see what they do. I got a little bit tired of the whole series. I mean, I have something like 20 or 25 of the trade paperbacks, so I can't say that I don't like it. I definitely did like it. It just got a little overboard the more they expanded it. It just was a little bit too much for me to keep track of, so I had to jump off.
They were like doing the Jungle Book and Aladdin after a while, and just like any sort of property they could, but I have the very first one, the Grimm Fairy Tales, and I thought that was a cool twist, and if they go more in the scary direction of things, and I love anthology horror, I thought what Jack Heller did working with S. Craig Zahler for Bone Tomahawk, he's also helping out with his next feature, which has Vince Vaughn, and lastly, they're working on a remake of Puppet Master, so these are talented guys. We both love Bone Tomahawk, and if they're going to bring that tone to this project, I'm cool with it, man. Yeah,
absolutely, I would be too. So I'm definitely down to see what the guys behind Xenoscope can put together. I am going to give them the benefit of the doubt and definitely give it a try.
As long as there's some hotties and lots of gore, I think people will be happy. So
I think for sure we'll get that if they're the company behind it. So
indeed, yeah.
So I think that's going to do it for this week's Horror News Editorials, you guys. Thanks very much for joining us. You can come back every single Friday and watch us talk about all the week's biggest news stories. And if you want to watch us deliver them again in proper, head over to youtube.com/thekingsofhorror and you can watch us do it nightly news style. But again, this is where we're going to give you our full opinions. So thanks very much again for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime Fuego.
And until next Friday, remember, stay scared.
Later.